joined here with as always, Mr. Marvel himself, Albert. How's it going?
What's up, Steven here? I mean, Albert.
Yes, we're gonna get to that. This is gonna be a spoiler discussion. It's been like how many days since the episode dropped, and get a little swig
Few
of it.
days. Yeah, 2 days, or I guess it's been like around 30 hours or so. I don't know.
Oh wait, what's today? Today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
It came
Technically, it
out
came out
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
to me, it's like two
It
days
feels
ago.
like it. It feels like it.
But people
Um.
usually watch these the first day.
So we're we're on. This was the last. This was episode 5 until we get to the finale next week, which is super crazy because we get the finale and then we get Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. I saw
Yep,
the
2 days later.
teaser trailer on that.
hmm
Some dude, Captain Carter, Professor X's chair. Like it
Yep,
shows you on
yep.
the teaser, in the teaser. So I'm surprised they even showed that. But they
I haven't
showed
seen
that.
that one then, because
Uh,
the only reason why I know Captain Carter's in it is her shield's on the poster. And then,
oh yeah, that's right. It is.
Xavier, Professor X, you heard his voice in that like official trailer too, and it's like it can't be no one else, it's him.
Yeah, and
So
he's
I
got
knew they
the
were in it, but I didn't realize there's a new teaser that like further shows
yeah.
more things about them.
There's another
Um,
teaser. I probably
so
shouldn't have
that's
said anything,
interesting. No, I want
but
to
we
watch it
already
though.
know.
Yeah,
We
we
already
already
know.
know. We've
So
known
so
the
this means
Illuminati.
so after this episode, that kind of leads me to like, I wonder if they're gonna have like a cameo. I wonder if they're gonna like, you know, have this something happen next week where it kind of fits into all this kind of madness and stuff. But we're gonna talk about episode 5 and what I feel like. I at first I was like kind of like I don't know about the episode, but then like
Yeah,
as the episode kept going, I actually and then rewatching it, I actually really enjoyed the hell out of this episode. I
this
did
is the
like,
first episode I rewatched too.
yeah, yeah. This
I
is
think
the
the
old,
first one I rewatched, but this one, the first one I rewatched because I wanted to rewatch it.
yeah, and this one I rewatched just to kind of see if I missed anything.
hmm
Um, but no, it was like I rewatched it and it just kind of made more sense after going through the episode. I did like a lot of the aspect in there. I mean, you have this whole loony house, right? That is technically the purgatory, so to speak, of
It's like
like
some limbo, yeah.
some limbo where uh, the hippo is one of the gods who kind of
hmm
carries them to their destination or throws them overboard. She judges them by the scales too, and the scales are off a little bit. So once again, the scale is playing a big part in a lot of the lore that's happening in the series, which I really like because we see Ethan Hawke, having that ability to judge somebody. So he's pretty much kind of acting like it makes more sense now. He's really trying to act like a god, and whether somebody goes and is bad or good or whatever. Um,
hmm
right off the bat, Albert, I think this really, this is a great, fantastic performance by Oscar Isaac.
Dude, he
Be-
nailed it.
because if you have feelings like I did at the end of this episode of seeing Steven go and to
hmm
see the absolute because we knew that it was probably maybe a split personality. It's not like a twin kind of thing. And then to really showcase, this was basically the origin story. We got the origin story in this episode, like we were asking, and I'm actually happy that they didn't give it to us in the beginning, that they gave
Yep.
it to us here at this moment, because I think it was narrative wise, it's more entertaining, and I think it
hmm
worked. And then we got to know Steven and Mark, even though they're the same person, but the impact of the sacrifice Steven does at the end is just way more meaningful. And I really like the dual personality. What do you think about some of the episode and that aspect of it?
It was sad to see Steven go. I'm not sure yet if we'll see him again. I hope we do. Like, I don't know if that is death or not.
I don't think so.
Um, so yeah, I hope we see him again. But that was sad. And it was like he grew a pair because he's throughout the whole series. It's Steven's he's not a fighter. He doesn't fight, right? Like he's not brave or whatever. He's just smart.
Mm-hmm.
And right here you see that he charged at whatever, what is it, like a mummy? I don't know, the whatever they were fighting.
Oh, there
Was
was
trying to take
wasn't
him
it
down.
like wasn't like his Mark's like pretty much people he
The
killed
people
to
that he
come.
had killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think now that you say, I think I do. Like they do remind me. They look familiar to those people that they showed earlier. But yeah, when Steven's about to get, what's it called, like taken out on of the ship, and then no, Marcus, sorry,
Yeah,
Mark is
Mark is about
about
to
to,
continue.
and then Steven goes and saves him, and he falls over in the process, and then it's like, oh shoot, what's gonna happen? And it shows that he turns into stone, and I was like, oh yeah, like that was it hit me too a little bit because I was like, man, like I like Steven. I want to see more of him, And at first I didn't care about him, and in 5 episodes they gave him a little arc, and now like I care about the dude. Actually, I find him more interesting than Mark, like honestly.
Absolutely, but I think they play
It's,
so well from each other. Like he's
they
not as
do.
interesting if Mark is not involved and he's not playing the straight man, so to speak.
That's true.
Because Steven technically is kind of the comedy relief a little bit, but you
Hmm.
really feel for him. And it's funny because I say he's dead, but he's Mark, so he's technically
Hmm.
not dead.
That's
But
true. He's not bad, but
you may see his personality creep back in because for
mhm.
Mark, that's like a safety blanket. We see the relationship he has with his mom and his that whole struggle. He had a brother. Now, answer me this: was his brother named Mark, or was he Mark? Like, what was his brother name? Because I thought she said she called Mark.
Yes, she just called the little brother. They called him Roro. I don't
Oh, okay,
know.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I
I
get
don't know if that
confused
was
with
a
that.
nickname or his actual name, but yeah, they called him Roro. Which at first, when I first saw it, I thought Mark was the little brother because when she like called
Yeah,
Mark, I thought the little brother looked because they're putting emphasis on the little brother.
they
But
were. It was like a little trickery kind of thing going on, but
mhm.
yeah. So, I mean,
So yeah, I thought that was Mark at first. He looked more like freaking Oscar Isaac than the other guy I did too. And I
it
was
was.
like, oh, this little that's Mark when he was younger. And I was like, oh
I
no,
didn't
the
think the
older
little
one
kids
is.
looked. I didn't think either of them looked like
No.
Oscar Isaac. No, I
Oh
was like, oh,
man.
this is. They need to go back on casting wise, but
Mm. But
I mean,
yeah,
it's the
when
mom's fault though. Like,
it
why are
that
you
is
gonna let?
crazy.
Why are you gonna let those two kids go over there by like a little rock and shit? You know, you're not gonna have no
Hmm.
supervision. Come on,
Yeah, because
or
she know
let
that
them
they
go
would go
out.
in caves because the little brother Roro said, "Oh, mom said not to go in there when it's raining or something." So
Yeah,
like she knew what they were gonna do pretty much, and I mean
yeah,
this is probably back in the 90s or 80s, I don't know. So, but I feel like they knew it was gonna rain that day too. Like
yeah.
so that was weird. After when I saw it the second time, I was like, no, they know she knows where she's gonna go though, because like they say, like, oh, mom said not to go in there when it's raining. But it was sad. Also, I don't know why Steven was like trying to stop them because there's like obviously like didn't he know that these were memories? So I don't know why he's trying to stop them. He's like, lads, come out now, don't go in the cave. And it's like,
Well, Steven didn't like Steven. It's so weird because he's smart, but like he doesn't
he
know because he
wasn't
didn't
there.
know his
Yeah,
mom died, and then
he
that's what
didn't.
he yeah. So
But he knew that these were memories, though. That's what I'm saying.
I know it's
I
very
guess that
odd.
one he didn't, because that one he walked in. That was before. I don't know, because he just followed a little kid. But yeah, I liked how
Well, they
man the
established in the
episode
very
was
beginning
sad.
of the series, they established that Steven doesn't know what's going on with the,
Oh, that's true.
yeah, calling his mom, and that was a
Hmm.
little odd thing too. Like, so does Steven like is not talking to anybody on that phone? Like he's
Right?
just
Is it
like, I thought it was a voice
even
message most of the time, but I don't
even when
know.
it showed there when it was showing that Mark went to his mom's funeral and then he couldn't go in and he's walking away and then he turns into Steven and Steven calls his mom and he's like, oh hey mom, I'm lost again. And it's like, bro, like I still can't tell, did she not answer, because he just picked up the phone and right away started
He just
talking.
said it, yeah.
Like,
So how does
does
Steven
he?
not know that he's crazy when it's so weird? It's very odd.
Yeah, because it's like, are you, so with Steven it's like, do you think she answered or are you leaving a voicemail? I don't know. I don't think they're gonna answer it at this point anymore. I think it's
Oh,
just something that we're gonna be like, oh yeah,
oh
I
no,
don't know what the heck's
we're
happening there.
moving forward, man. We're on
Yep.
that train, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't really care for the. I didn't have no emotional investment in the mom dilemma and the brother's death, probably because I've seen it so many times, and I'm like, I've seen it done way much better, and I feel like there's not enough. It was really kind of like a reveal, and that was it. There wasn't like kind of like any too much of amazing groundwork to make me get an emotional pull to it. You knew
What, that
something
the
was
son
up.
died, or that his little brother died,
Oh, his
or
little brother. First, his
and then
little. We'll say,
the mom being cold to him? Like,
yeah,
you didn't
yeah,
care about that?
because it was very
Um,
quick, and I think you get a
it
more of an
was.
emotional pull if like you knew the brother or you knew any backstory on the brother. But it
Mhm.
was very quick. It was supposed to just reveal like just kind of this backstory, so I didn't get no, emotionally invested in it. Like compare that death compared to Stevens, you get more
Yeah.
emotional pull through that.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't care about Roro's death either. The only time where I was like, "Damn, that sucks," was when it was Sheldon mom saying like, "Oh, this is all your fault. You're always jealous of him." Because I was just thinking like as a
Smacking the
kid, I'm
shit
like,
out of him
"Damn,
with that
if
belt.
my mom was telling me that, I'd cry. I'd do the same thing as him. I'd run away." So I was thinking like, "Oh, that was sad." But when his little brother died, I was like, "It was quick." If they had shown him drowning, then yeah, I probably would have been like, "Damn, that's
Yeah,
cold. That's
yeah,
holy." But they
yeah.
didn't. They didn't even, like you didn't even hear or see or anything.
It was just implied,
It's
or
just
yeah,
yeah.
you knew what was going
You
down.
knew, yeah, once the it's getting
I
flooded and Steven's like, "Oh, come on, kids, get out of here."
I think I had
It just
more of an
gets to the
emotional
next
pull
scene.
for the dad, because the dad was
Yeah.
trying, dude.
He was trying, and
Birthday and then
when Mark was
uh,
finally leaving, and he's all like, "I can't lose another son," I was like, "Oh, that's
oh, it's kind of like that one scene with
yeah,
what was it, Man of Steel in the trailer. He's like, "Oh,
uh-huh,
I just want to be your son." He's like, "Oh, you are my son." I'm like, "Oh, damn, dude, you hitting me hard here."
yeah,
And then
the
also
father
when
son vibes."
yeah, and when Mark was outside, you couldn't go in to where the
And the dad was
gathering
like,
was.
"Come
And,
on."
and yeah, yeah, those scenes were great. Those
Yeah,
scenes I
those
got
were.
more of emotional pull than the actual
Mhm.
mom kicking, whooping his
Dude,
ass Mexican
the dad was
style.
holding it down,
He
and
was,
he
he
was like,
was,
he was calling to his wife like, "Oh, come on down, like to sing happy birthday, right?"
yeah.
And
And
she
he's
didn't go,
not
and he was
rude
like, "Well,
about
it's just
it.
me
He's
and you,
not saying,
buddy."
"Man, get out
Yeah.
here." No, he's just like,
Mhm.
"Hey, honey, come on, it's his birthday. Come on."
And then it
So
skips to like the next year, I think. And he's all like, "Oh, I got you your favorite car," or whatever. He's happy. Like,
yeah, yeah. Helps him blow out the candle. Like that was
hmm
great. I love those scenes. I just thought
yeah,
I mean, even the scene where we first get introduced to Steven, like he goes into that, dual personality. And I did like how Steven's like, oh, looking at the poster and then, just I mean, it's set up really well. It's just I didn't get an emotional
mhm.
pull out of it. I got to talk about though. The one thing that really I was like, I don't know about this episode that really took me out, and I'm still saying after watching it the second time, I still don't like it. Is the freaking hippo? The
Oh, dude,
hippo,
yeah, she look,
terrible. The
she looks
seat
terrible.
with the voice acting, and it wasn't it wasn't the streaming. It was off. The mouth moving from the hippo and the voice coming out of it, it didn't match up. It didn't align up. And not only that, the voice didn't work for the hippo. The
Mhm.
CGI was horrendous for the hippo. It okay. Groot, good. Rocket, amazing.
Dude, Rocket's, oh
Hippo,
my god, he looks so real. Hippo's bad.
Hippo's really bad. And
Hippo's bad.
I mean, you get it because it's these Egyptian gods. They're all, creatures and stuff. But boy, was it just, it was a sore thumb, man, watching this episode and
Mhm.
seeing that hippo. And then just kind of like this, the voice didn't work, but also some of her, the hippo doesn't, it didn't feel, I don't know. It was
It
because
didn't
the
look
whole,
real. It doesn't
it
look
didn't,
like a real hippo, and that's
it it didn't look
like,
real, but she didn't like, or the hippo didn't, because the thing was, she allowed them to try to go fix the scale,
hmm
and I don't know. I had kind of like it was just nonchalant when she's like, oh, he's gonna be the god's gonna be mad at me, but let's do this anyway. Like it didn't
at the
fit.
end too. At the end when she's like, "Oh, you guys couldn't balance your hearts in time," and then she just dips, and I was but
It
her
did.
voice, her tone doesn't really change. It gets a little softer, but
I think
like,
that's what it is. The tone,
Mm-hmm.
and the nonchalant she was, and it just that kind of tone needed to be serious. And I know
Mm-hmm.
it's a hippo, but you could make a hippo menacing as a god, or like as whatever that leading them in passage. She was basically uh, the like in was it Greek mythology? You give them a coin, and take you to they take you on the river, and you either go to hell or heaven or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This was that's a cool lore. Now I don't know, it didn't work for me, Albert. Like I do not. That was so bad. It
I don't
was
like the
really
hippo
bad.
either.
It was
Yep.
really bad.
Um,
Um,
but you know what I've realized? It's only the creatures that don't look that great. The hippo, I think I think I said this last
on
week.
or
Or like the hippo, Khonshu, and
Conchu,
those invisible creatures, the Scooby Doo looking creatures.
so bad.
Khonshu to me looks the best out of all of them. And then those Scooby Doo looking creatures looks the worst. The
It
hippo,
real
I don't know. It looks like they try to make it like a innocent, friendly type of looking hippo instead of just making it like real. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Lion King. Like I feel like that's the
the
how the
cartoon
live
or
action,
the live
the live
action one.
action, the live
Oh,
action. It
okay,
reminded me kind
yeah,
of
I could
like
see
those
that.
designs where they bring in the animals, but
Photorealistic,
they try to throw in
photorealistic imagery. Yeah.
they try to throw in emotion in the faces, and maybe that's what was throwing me off was emotions. Like especially when she would smile, I was like, oh,
Well, even like the other stuff, we said that maybe they're holding off to like the finale or something like that. Um,
which
like
I have no idea what's gonna happen with the finale because with the way this episode ended, Mark's in heaven. He's like in some heaven. His
no,
skills
no,
are
no, no, no.
balanced.
What was the whole gist? The whole gist of the episode was to balance the scale, and because he's telling the hippo like we got
Hmm.
to go back up because all the
Yeah,
souls are
they're trying to go
going.
through the gates.
It kind of, what the scene reminded me of? It reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean. I think it was two.
Huh?
Oh no, it was three. Pirates of the Caribbean 3, when they go back and they try to get Jack back from the underworld or whatever. And then like they're in like the underworld and they're doing the passages from the ship. And it's literally like the same thing. And Keira Knightley's character sees her dad and he's died. Like it's the
Mm,
same thing. So the hippo's problem is like everybody's coming down, but it's too soon. Like it's like I think Ethan Hawke is doing that at that point.
yeah,
So he's like, if you want us to fix that, we need to get back up there. So that was the whole gist of it. So he's not going to heaven. He's going, I think, back to his body. Honestly.
that's what I thought they were trying to do too. But just the way the episode ended, where he was, it looked like an
Oh, the way.
afterlife.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
And
way it looked.
I love the song choice on that too.
I love the song choice. I love the transition. I love the way it ended, and I love the last shot was like because Mark's character is the MoonKnight, so he's usually all in white. The
Yeah.
last shot, he's right in front of the sun, so he's just like a black figure. I thought that was dope, and then it does end it there because I was like, yeah, I have no idea where we go from here because
Yeah,
like,
that shot was it's an interesting. Yeah. So where is he at
yeah,
this
he's in
point?
front of the sun as opposed to we're usually used to seeing him in front of the moon. So I was like, oh,
And no
um,
Layla this episode either. It
nope.
was all Oscar Isaac, and I
Hmm.
still like the asylum or the loony bin kind of thing going on there. Even
But I
though
don't understand it.
I don't either, because
I
like
don't get it.
why is Ethan Hawke there and trying to
Uh
kind
huh.
of help him? Is
Uh huh.
like is that really in like his mind, or is Ethan Hawke really kind of there trying to get information out of? It didn't work that way. It was very weird because once you kind of they realize that once they get meet the hippo, right, and
Hmm.
they get the gist of what's going on and they're going through their memories, then like towards like almost the end of the episode, I love the one scene when Mark's like, stop, 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 like slapping himself. And then he
Yeah.
goes back to Ethan Hawke. And then Ethan
Hmm.
Hawke wants us to talk to Steven. And I was
Hmm.
like, why though? They know where they're at. Why is this continuing to act like,
Exactly.
pulling a rug
Hmm.
underneath
It
us?
it threw
It
me
doesn't
off
make
when we
sense.
went back there in this episode because with the episode 4 when it ended like that, I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But then when this episode, when they're talking to the hippo and she's like, oh, you're in some state in between death and life, right? And your minds can't comprehend what that looks like. So it changes its surroundings to something you're used to. And she's like, that's why it's an asylum, which is a first for her. And then they're like, but why would it be an asylum? They don't understand.
Or why after half the episode we go back to that setup, we go back to that
Mhm,
situation?
mhm.
Why do they think Ethan Hawke is like that? Like I don't, because throughout the whole asylum thing, Ethan Hawke is trying to help him.
Yeah,
Technically,
he's
he's
trying to
had
help them. Yep,
there is
he
no
doesn't have any ill intentions.
no there's not there's no like information he wants. There's none of
Mhm.
that, and he even asked for Steven to come out. So I'm just like baffled. And when he does give him the phone, then you get to the scene where Mark is outside, of course, and then it switches over, and then like Steven kind of realizes what's going on, and then we're back to them realizing back to the current like what they know. So it's just
Mhm.
really really weird because it seems like that scene should have been in the beginning of the episode or before the hippo, and then everything else comes together. So I don't know. It's
That's
kind
how
of
I
odd
see
when you
it
think about
too.
it.
That it make more sense in that order. But I hope that after we watch the finale next week, it's like, oh, I can see now why they did it in that order. But as of right now, it's like, yeah, it's confusing.
I don't think they're gonna address that at all.
I hope they do. I feel like they have to.
I don't think they
Like,
are. I think that was just that was
God,
just what they
because it
wanted.
just it doesn't make sense though. Like,
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like I'm like, why do you still why do you still
so
believe that
if
that the Ethan Hawke is like this guy? I don't know.
yeah, if Mark goes, since his scales are balanced, if he goes back to like our regular world or whatever, if he goes back to his body, like, are we not going to see? Let's say that that's what happens in like the beginning of the episode, right? The first 10 minutes. So if that happens, are we ever going to see the the psychiatric place again, like the mental institute that he's in?
Oh,
I can't. I don't know.
no,
Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
once
That's an
they're there, I was
interesting
like,
question.
now it really won't make sense if we go back there because he's not even in the afterlife part anymore.
Well, I remember, the hippo was saying like, yeah, your body, like they even said like his body shot up,
Yeah,
he's in
he
underwater.
can't go back to his body because it's the body with a bullet in it. So,
Yeah, so what are they
I don't
doing?
know what
What's
the
going
gate
on?
was for. Is the gates? I don't know what the heck was the gate. Is the gate so like he can get a new body?
I don't know
Oh
because
man,
because
imagine they do that.
Conchu because Conchu is not freed yet.
He's not free unless
Layla
Layla is
has
probably gonna
the
go try to free him.
she
Is
hasn't
she
done
gonna
that
become the
just
Avatar?
yet.
She
Oh,
hasn't done it.
hey, that's right. They said that they hinted that
Yep,
Conchu would
that
wanted
Conchi
her as
wanted her as
Avatar.
an Avatar.
You
So
know what? They're
is she gonna go?
probably. I bet you in
And
the
then it would be
finale.
more like Venom again because in Venom we get the female
No,
Venom too.
dude. You know what's gonna happen? Is in the
Uh,
finale she's gonna get shot. And she's gonna be
oh,
dying. And then Conchu's be like, I can go into this body and I can
mm.
help you. You want to live, child? And there we go, Because Conchu's gonna get freed in the finale for sure.
And at the same time, this doesn't all have to conclude to next week. If they make a season two, they can end on not a
I'm gonna
cliffhanger, but they don't have to answer everything if they're gonna
they
make a season two.
they don't, but I do feel like, dude, they need at least 2 more episodes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I
It's
can't
crazy that we're
fully
already in the next
that's
episode, the
it.
finale.
Yeah. Like I
It
want
should be. I'm pretty
what
sure
they did a good job
it's.
is they make me intrigued and they make me like this
Oh yeah.
character and I like the world that they're in. I just don't like some of I'm saying some criticisms about it and how it's the execution about it, but am intrigued and I do like the overall where I'm at, like in this in Moon Knight, Steven, Mark. I like it. I just feel like I don't love it because I feel like I haven't really gotten enough time to really like get a lot more out of this character, especially if you think about it, Albert. They did it intentionally, I think, because of budgetary reasons. Have we really got a lot of the costume in Moon Knight? Have we really
That we
got a
haven't
lot of
seen a lot of
action
Moon
scenes
Knight.
in
I
Moon
was just
Knight?
thinking that too. I
Or
was just thinking
Mr.
that.
What is it, Mr. I'm sorry, I always forget his name, Mr. Knight or something like that.
Yeah, the only 2 episodes we've pretty much seen Moon Knight in episode 2 and 3. Because in episode 1, we saw him in the last 10 seconds, literally the last 2 seconds probably. Episode 2 and 3, we see him in Mr. Knight and Moon Knight form,
Uh-huh.
and then episode 4, he had already lost it, right? Yeah, he had already lost it. He was just Marc and Steven. And then this episode 5, he was just Marc and Steven again. The only time we saw the Moon Knight was in the memories. So we've only seen 2 episodes of the suit in action,
Yeah,
which is
and we
crazy.
haven't. Yeah, all the action has been Oscar Isaac. It's
Hmm.
like a Halo situation, man. I don't want Master Chief to reveal his face all the time. Just
Hmm.
freaking, just give me the suit. I want to see the suit. It's like
I want to
Spider
see
Man.
the suit too.
They have a good balance on Tom Holland's and in Spider Man in general movies, where you see the actor, but yet you see the Spidey suit and the mask. You know, just keep that shit on.
Yeah, he
Diego
usually
said
keeps it on until like the final battle.
Diego said there's some stuff that should have been shown in the beginning, like episode 1. Bushman backstory and him getting name dropped, seeing Mark dying, staring out as Moon Knight. Okay, yeah, we gotta discuss the scene of when he becomes Moon Knight. But I will
That was
say,
dope.
like, what I say about some stuff being shown in the beginning of episode 1, like the linear is all kind of like definitely like they're really trying to throw us for a loop in a narrative perspective, and sometimes it works. I think The Witcher season 1 threw me for a loop, but once you kind of like rewatch it or watch the whole series as a whole, it works. I think Moon Knight somewhat works. Like I said, there's some like linear kind of storytelling in here that they're trying to do that sometimes doesn't work. So I could see why you'd be frustrated on that too, Diego. But yes, so we get the scene of we see Layla's dad dead, uh, and I love
It didn't
how
hit me. I didn't care.
no, I didn't care either. And then I don't know like Layla enough as a character to really care that her dad died, or if she's really sad. But you know what? Good old Disney Marvel. They got to put the line in, when they are seeing all the people Mark killed, and it's. I do like how Steven's saying like, oh, why is the cat full of bodies and all that stuff. They got to put the line in. Like, listen, Steven, you don't know. These are monsters. These are predators. These are killers. These
Hmm.
are bad people. And Conchu wanted me. This is what Conchu meant by taking them out at night. And I'm like, of course, because God forbid, Steven really can't be like, or Mark really can't be like Frank Castle, and the moral dilemma is that's what we question Frank. Is he doing the right thing by taking out? You get a moral core like Frank taking out guys like bad guys, mobsters and stuff, but the brutality he does it too is insane. And then Mark gives a line out there, says, I was hoping like one of these guys would take me down, basically. I was kind of praying for that. Why? If you wanted that, then let him stab you. Just shut up. Like, you're fighting for your life. So
Hmm.
I didn't like that aspect of it. Of course, we did know that he was trying to stop the whole kind of them eliminating Layla's dad and all that stuff.
But he
Um,
was even a killer before he met Khonshu. He was already a mercenary.
what's up,
Um,
Jamie?
even when Steven tells him like you were manipulated from the beginning, and Mark's all like, to do what? To be a killer? I was already a killer. I just continued to do my job.
Yeah,
That's like he was already a killer, so I don't know.
but
And
he's a killer for moral justice.
I guess so.
Yeah, and
And
I
no, he's
thought
a
too.
mercenary, dude.
I
He's a
thought when I saw
mercenary.
that kid,
They pay him to kill whoever.
yeah, yeah,
Like, come on now.
he's not as he's as bad as that, dude. He's getting
Yeah,
money for this. And when I saw that kid, at first I'm like, I didn't think that was his brother or anything like
I
that.
didn't
I was
think so
thinking like,
either.
oh, there's a story where he killed a kid.
Hmm.
This is getting into that, but no, it wasn't
And
that. So
especially with how in I think episode 2, when it's like Steven goes to talk to Arthur, and he's like, "You guys, like I draw the line at killing kids." So I was like, "Oh, they like revealed that." I mean, people should have a problem killing kids, but like Steven definitely wasn't on board with
no,
killing
no,
kids.
there's
So then Mark was like, Steven sees a kid, and he's like, "Why is there a kid in a room full of people you killed?" So I thought they were gonna reveal that too. I thought they were gonna reveal like this was Mark
and
always in the back of Mark's mind that he killed a kid. Um, but no, it was his brother, which he inadvertently killed, accidentally killed. Like it
yeah,
was kind
he
of his
just
fault.
has guilty conscience, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's dying. He gets. I didn't really picture it being like that. how he got like when he's in a brink of death. I was picturing maybe something else. I'm pretty sure Diego, you could tell me it was different in the comics than what they showed on the episode. But Khonshu's talking to him, and he's basically like strikes a deal with him, like, "Hey man, I'll, I'll bring you back, but I need you to I need you to be my vengeance,
Mm-hmm.
vengeance." So he said, "Screw it, I'll do it. Yeah, let's do it."
I like
So
that
that's
though. He's like, "Will you be my? Will you protect the? What did he say? The something of the night? Oh, I forgot exactly what he said, but it
yeah.
sounded
Will
dope.
you will
The
you
Watchers, the
get
Keepers
rid
of the
of
Night.
like you said? Will you
I
get rid of
forgot.
all the bad people at night, basically?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And
but is
serve the whatever
Khonshu a
in the
really
night.
good god though? That's what I want to
I don't.
know.
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so.
Now, he's
I
really
think he's just a bored god.
when he was talking, it sounded like, dude, he was sounding like freaking, all these mentors that we've seen throughout, like everything we've watched, where he's like, oh, you got to be, or he's, you know what he sounded like? He sounded like Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins, bro. He sounded like
Mm,
Ra's al Ghul saying like, oh, we're gonna train you and all that stuff. But I did like the transformation. Of course, I really love that suit.
mm-hmm.
You know what's really great, and I noticed in this episode was the score, was the soundtrack of the episode as well. It really does have that adventurous superhero mix to it, especially the transformation scenes. So I really
Mm-hmm. I
digging
like the
the
score
soundtrack.
too. It's distinguishable. It's like it doesn't sound like anything else in the MCU. It it sounds Egyptian to me,
Yes, it does.
which
It
is what it
does.
should sound. It sounds Egyptian and it fits the character in the series.
Like this score sounds is more memorable than like Tom Cruise's The Mummy score to me.
Mm.
Uh,
I need to watch those movies.
So Diego says, I'm shocked Disney went this dark with this backstory and abusive mom. I mean, but it wasn't that. The showing the abuse that she did, that's nothing, man. I
When it
mean,
showed that she was hitting him with a belt, I was like,
and they didn't
really?
even show her
It's
hitting
just
with the belt. Yeah,
I know,
you watch La Bamba. La Bamba has more graphic scenes than that, man.
bro. I was like, dude,
Bob,
I used to
especially with
get hit by the
Bob.
bell on the monthly.
Yeah, it was a but I think that's why I was kind of like attached from him. Like I've seen this before, and if you're gonna do it, really commit it and really hit the audience, with that. And
It was the verbal, the what she was saying that hit more. When she
I
hit him, I was
think
like, whatever.
I think if we would have got more scenes with the two in their relationship, that the whole. I think maybe if they would have showed like the good
Hmm.
times that the mom, because
I
the
was
mom did
thinking that
love
too. Yeah.
Steve,
Hmm.
and then we see this that's what it was, the transformation from being a good mom, because you see that in this episode, to being a just devastated and blaming Mark for everything. So for her son's death, the transition was so fast.
It
Like
was too
all this was
fast.
fast, man. Like
Hmm.
I I mean I get it, and it didn't hurt my pleasure watching this, but it could have exceeded more if they would have. And that's what I'm saying. They should have had at least two more episodes, maybe, or maybe at least one more. But I'm assuming they wanted to get this out before that Doctor Strange 2. So I know Disney wasn't going to show his uncle being an ex-Nazi serial killer. Whoa! His uncle, ex-Nazi serial
Now,
killer? No, no, then we're gonna go that
Magneto
route.
would have been proud.
You would have had that probably in Netflix, but Netflix
Yeah.
don't got that rights no more. But props to Disney for showing some darkness. Okay, we'll give them a little bit of props, but it's still super cookie cutter, man. Like, but it's understandable for, you know, it's a Marvel show. We know what we're getting into. If they do this to Deadpool, though, oh my god, I swear to God. It was weirder in the comics. Was a bunch of worshippers that dragged Mark into the temple. Mark literally just grabs a white cape and is shirtless. In the comics, huh?
Yeah. Sounds weird in the comics.
It
Sounds better
does.
than what they did in the show.
Yeah, I mean, it was very generic in the show too. But,
Well, I
um,
thought he was gonna die. Like I thought he was actually gonna die,
oh
and
yeah,
Khonshu would bring him back. Like it's like I could bring him back to life, but you gotta do. Which yeah, he was about to kill himself, but I thought it was gonna happen after
That's
he's
true.
already dead.
Okay, so Disney, props to Disney. That's the scene where I was like, oh damn, Disney really kind of showing this, where he was
Yep.
gonna commit suicide. They showed the gun was gun right there,
Just
and
like Zemo
did they do that for Zemo?
in
I
Civil
can't.
War. In Civil War,
Oh, but that's a movie, man.
that's true.
TV, like you people be able to get on, our kids be able to get on that very easily.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, they did do that though. I'll give them props for that. This episode, but you know what? Don't get me wrong. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. It
I
was,
enjoyed it a lot.
I liked it. I really liked it. And I think what it is, it has to be, it's Oscar Isaac, man. Oscar Isaac
Oh
is
yeah,
what's bringing me
he's
in.
like
It's
he's
really,
great.
he's making me watch this series and making me think that okay, this episode's not going to be as good, but it's elevated because of his performance and because
Hmm.
of the character that he did. Because this doesn't, just because it's written doesn't mean it's going to work on the
Hmm.
big screen. It works with the talent they have, and you always seen so many people that could really pull you in like that and make you think that that's not Oscar Isaac as two different people, or that's not like, yeah, you're being pulled in by Oscar Isaac's. Yeah, like they're like he's has a twin, and he has a brother. His brother's been like the body double and everything, so that's pretty cool that his brother has been getting work from the series, and I like that. I think they should do that more. I think they already are, but I like the fact that they did that in Terminator. I don't know Terminator 1, but Terminator 2. Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor, she has a twin sister. So some of the scenes where it's supposed to be like the T-1000s, the clone of her, they used both of them. So I'm glad that siblings are getting into the action. I think Tom Holland's brother sometimes does a little bit of here and there in
Nice,
the
nice.
Spider-Man work. So I like that. I really dig that. So, which is why they shouldn't have done the Jeff Lemire run mental hospital storyline. It hits harder when you know more about him. Oscar is literally carrying the show, and I was a big fan since Inside. Oh yeah. Leyland Davis, or I'm sorry, I probably butchered that, but I don't know if you ever seen that movie,
Mm.
Albert. It's like a folk singer, and yeah, you're absolutely right. I forgot about that movie. Dude, I don't think I've seen that movie like what 7 years ago, and that's a good movie. He's phenomenal in there, and I really like Oscar Isaac in there was like a mob movie he was with Jessica Chastain. And what really, with the little screen time he had, Dune, he really killed it in Dune. I really liked him in Dune.
Star
So
Wars,
what was it?
Star Wars.
Uh, I
The
did. I
only,
like Poe Dameron until they screwed it all up.
the first movie he was cool. Um, I saw him in Ex Machina. That was the first thing I saw
Oh
him
yeah,
in.
Ex Machina, fantastic
Hmm.
movie. He was fantastic in it. The little dance number everybody always puts on like the little TikTok videos and stuff. So
Hmm.
Oscar Isaac is what's carrying the show. Um,
Yep. To me, what stood out the most in regards to his acting was
oh,
that
most
scene.
violent year. That's what it's called. Sorry, Albert. Most violent
No
year.
worries. Was
That's what
that
it.
scene after his mom died, when he like breaks down and he's right there crying on the street, and then he transitions to Steven.
Dude,
Um,
I love the
all
scene where
that.
he's smacking the shit out of himself.
Oh,
He's like, stop. Yeah, like I mean, it's like we said, it makes no sense going to
and you
back to
could
Ethan
tell he
Hawke.
was hitting himself. You could tell he
Yeah.
was. He
And then
was.
they showed that in the trailers constantly, but it was actually it was effective knowing the context of it too. So I really like that as
Man,
well.
I want to look at
Um,
the trailer now to see what we haven't seen yet.
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure
Like,
there's a lot of footage that's not there. I'm pretty sure they had to
mhm.
redo some stuff because that one actor died too. Maybe he was going to come back as well.
Maybe I'm not too sure. I don't think so.
So let me say this, Albert. Let me ask you a question. Where we have one more episode left, and we're talking about Oscar Isaac, right? How phenomenal he is. He's a great actor. He's great in the series. There's a great. I think he is a great choice to play Moon Knight, even though I don't know Moon Knight in the comics. But let me ask you this: is he the only character in this series, though, that the audience is really invested in, that really likes, that will buy merchandise from? Or are you gonna buy merchandise from also get a Layla figurine or a Conchu figurine or an Ethan Hawke figurine?
I know people out there will, but me personally, nah. I don't need to see Layla again until season 2 of Moon Knight. Um, like I don't care to see her in any other Marvel projects if she does
Hmm.
make it out of season 1 live. Arthur, I mean, he's all right. He's been doing his thing, you know. We'll see how it happens next episode. Like, it depends with the next episode, but I don't think we're gonna see any more of him after this season because I'm not too familiar with the Moon Knight character either and
Hmm.
his storylines in the comics. But I'm assuming that he has a handful of villains that they can make season 2 and 3 out of. It doesn't just have to be Arthur.
Yeah.
Plus, Arthur up until this point, like I don't need to see more of him. You know,
You know what's
like
funny is
he's
I
not
just watched
bad, but
Arthur's Ethan Hawke, right? Yes.
yes.
You know, we're still not getting answers on why the glasses in the shoes, sandals. Um,
Nope.
not
Unless,
yet, not yet
yeah,
until the
not really.
finale.
Even
You know,
in the psychiatric ward, it's like, why are you imagining that he has glass in his shoes? I don't know.
well, that
That's
was
why
Ethan.
I'm
That was
confused.
Ethan Hawke's doing. He wanted that to happen. So, but there's like no reason why it was unless they tell in the finale. I will say this though. I just watched The Northman. I loved it. 10 out of 10. I know some people will disagree on that rating. I personally love the movie, and Ethan Hawke shocked the hell out of me because he's actually in the movie in the beginning, and he's a that's a great performance by him. So seeing him in that movie and then seeing Moon Knight out of the two, and he only had like 15 minutes of screen time maybe in that movie. He was better in that movie than here. It was just very odd, to see
You said
that.
you liked it, the movie?
I loved it.
I
I
want
love
to
The
watch
Northman.
it. I want to watch it.
It's
I
great. I
heard
love
good
independent
things.
movies like that, especially
Hmm.
if they get a budget to 90 million, maybe a little bit more, and seeing the director go at it. It was a phenomenal achievement in my opinion.
Was there good action?
The thing is there is action in it, but it's kind of like the Green Knight where it's slower paced, but yet not as slow as the Green Knight. It's visually
I did not
stunning.
like the Green Knight.
It's more of a revenge flick. It's absolutely so. It's basically what Shakespeare's Hamlet. He. It's a real folklore story that they made. So
Hmm.
it's the
I'm gonna have
inspiration
to check
to
it out
Hamlet. Watch it.
because
It's
that's
really
interesting.
it's better than the Green Knight. I'll tell you that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's a more simpler story, and but its execution absolutely phenomenally. So I think you'll like this a lot more than the Green Knight. I like the Green Knight. I didn't love the Green Knight, but I liked it. So getting back though, real quick, I want to just talk about Diego. I want you to
Yep.
help us out here. So I've seen somewhere of connection wise. So this episode, good episode, but there's another thing that I saw article wise that how this might be connected to the Black Panther and their lore.
Mm,
You
they
know,
did. They did reference it.
you got the Egyptian gods. You have, what is Black Panther? Black Panther has the astral world, right? Has like
The astral plane. Yeah.
Yeah, T'Challa or Chadwick Boseman was able to see his father, and his father, a Black Panther, becomes like a physical form.
Hmm.
So this is very similar, or has the same ideas.
The hippo referenced it.
What did she say? I missed that.
She because they were saying like, oh, this is the afterlife, like the afterlife, and she said not the afterlife. It's one of the afterlives. So
Oh,
that
that's
there's
right. She
many
said there was
many
multiple.
different
Yeah.
planes of like afterlife. I forgot exactly how she said it, but she said you'd be surprised how many different variations of afterlife there is. And then she said specifically, she mentioned the one from Black Panther. She said the astral plane that like it's beautiful, like, oh, the astral plane is such beautiful, or whatever she said, like it's so beautiful. So that was it. That's all she said. She just said that the astral plane is beautiful, so they acknowledge that astral plane from Black Panther and that
Yeah,
it's real.
it's kind
So
of like Thor, right? So they believe
mhm.
in like the North or the Northridge mythology, whatever. Like, where do they go when they die? Don't they have like the
Actually,
Rainbow
yeah,
Bridge and all that stuff or whatever? I don't. It's
it
it, I
was.
don't.
I remember when the dad died. Yeah, he no
Oh, the
he
dad
it was on the
disappeared.
water.
Yeah,
Yeah, he disappears into the abyss or into like the space once he
yeah.
gets off
So
the edge.
where does he go? And then, then the humans in Earth, majority of them believe in Jesus and God, and then you have the Celestials. And what is it's mind blowing, but I do like the connection of like Black Panther, and then also this Moon Knight because even though I talked about last cast about like the bigger picture, the Celestials, do they know, do they not know, the Egyptian gods are standing back. I do like the thought of different kind of astral planes, right? Different kind of life and death that there
Mm-hmm.
is for whoever. I mean, for the gods, it's different. For Black Panther and his tribe, it's different. And is that really? It's fascinating, and I kind of like that aspect. Going into this phase, it's a very intriguing idea. So yeah, I thought the hippo did mention something, but I thought it was very interesting seeing something like the connection between Black Panther and Moon Knight and Oscar Isaac and the Egyptian gods in their realm. So I wanted Diego to, if you can, answer us if there's anything that obviously that connection. Is there anything more to it in the comics, like just the easy gist of it? Of like, are we going to see a Black Panther and Moon Knight team up? Will he be part of the crew? Um, I'm very curious on that. I mean, I should go just read. After the series, I will probably go deep into like the lore of Steven and Mark and Moon Knight. I like to do that after I watch a series or a film. I did that for the Norsemen. I found out all that information. I do that for everything I do. So, but so far, yeah. Let me read Diego what he had to say right here. Yeah, I was hoping to see Midnight Suns, I believe, who are like villains of the Moon Knight, and turn his sidekick against him. Bushman, who Oscar said himself he wants to see in the MCU. Taskmaster, they really freaking messed up Taskmaster, so I don't know about that.
They
Hype for
turned
the
DMR.
if they could fix it. I mean, I'm
They
not
can't
opposed.
fix the movie, but they could fix the character.
They could fix the character. So I mean, even though it's not going to be the same Taskmaster that I think a lot of people wanted to see,
Mm-hmm.
they could make something interesting out of it. But we'll see. I'm honestly stumped on that one. My theory is Moon Knight is going to join a team, then that team will cross over for the big bad. So the big bad, we still don't kind of like they say it's Kang,
Yeah.
but with all the multiverse stuff, with all the scrolls, I don't know, man. And then we don't even know what Miss Marvel is going to present, Captain Marvel. We have a cliffhanger on the Celestials.
Yep.
I think there was a theory that Ethan Hawke was secretly Doctor Doom. I don't believe that. I wouldn't want that.
I don't
Um,
want that.
I don't want that. I like
I'm
Ethan Hawke.
excited for Doom, but
I like Ethan
I don't
Hawke.
want them to shoehorn him in.
Yes, yes. I think we're getting the Illuminati. That was the last
We
teaser
are gonna get
on
the
on
Illuminati. Yeah.
on the Doctor Strange 2. They really referenced the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know, man. I do appreciate that this is just a smaller scale series because I like smaller scale series. I think they work. You get your Lokis that make it a bigger impact, but then you get your WandaVision is still kind of a smaller scale story because yes, the ending leads to more to come. But if you think about it, all those episodes were really smaller scale. Uh,
Yeah.
I
They
would
were all
say
just in the city.
I
They're
would
on
say,
West.
yeah, I would say Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but it was just done so horribly that I don't think that was. I don't want to put that as an example. Moon
That one
Knight,
was more global though.
yes, I think this is working better than what they did. I think, especially introducing another character in a larger picture. But this is a character I really dig. This is a character so far that I'm very intrigued by. I would love to see. I think Steven's going to come back with that dual personality. Before we kind of end this cast, you said though that there might be a third personality, and I think Diego mentioned that last cast.
Hmm.
So
And I still feel like they were teasing it, but
we didn't see it this
we
episode
didn't
though.
get a reveal this episode,
Uh-uh.
which I felt like this episode would be the time to reveal that. But then after watching the episode, I was like, I don't know, really know when they would have revealed it during the episode, but like I didn't want them to reveal in the final episode because then that just leaves it like, oh, there's so much other things that they have to show us and answer, right? because it's gonna be like 50 minutes long. These things usually aren't an hour, or longer than an hour.
Oh, I
So
read somewhere this is actually
uh-huh.
gonna be it's gonna probably be the longest out of all the Marvel shows.
All right. So that's
I
probably still like an
I
hour and
think I
10
read
minutes
somewhere that
though.
it's longer. It's longer.
That's cool
It's
then.
longer than a
That's cool.
finale usually is for a Marvel show.
Then I'm excited. But yeah, the third personality who I think his name is Jake. They teased him 2 or 3 times now. Yeah, like Diego said, there's a cab driver, Jake Lockley. He's a bit unhinged, and I feel like they teased that he's unhinged because he's the one that killed those people on the rooftop, and you saw that sarcophagus or whatever. Like that dude was trying to get out. So, and I've had my own theory that Steven was made. Well, now they showed us why he was made, but before the episode, I was like, oh, he was everything good inside of Mark.
Hmm.
Jake is gonna be like all the rage inside of Mark, which I still
Well,
think that's what it's gonna be.
they said like, "What'd you do, Steven?" He's like, "I didn't do this, dude." In that one
Exactly.
particular episode, so
Mhm.
it's Jake, yeah. So, but I'm hoping that Steven comes back at
I'm
some
hoping
point.
too. I don't want it to just be Mark and Jake. I want it to be, if they do introduce Jake, I want Steven to still be there as well.
Yeah. It's so
That's what makes the
crazy.
character
It's crazy
different. That's
too,
what
because
makes the character interesting.
you said you weren't feeling Steven in the first episode.
I wasn't. It
No,
felt
and
weird
but you
after
know
the
what?
first 2 episodes.
But it's crazy how much we like, and then even I said like this is like supposed to make you like, oh, he's a bubbly kind of guy, and
Mhm.
ooh. But we
They made
actually
me
are
feel sad
really
for him this episode. They made
we
me care
really
about him.
we
They did their
really
job.
enjoying. We really enjoyed him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same guy. It's the same
hmm
person.
hmm
But I really enjoyed. I like Steven. I like Oscar Isaac's weird little British accent, which I gotta say, I love the line in the episode though, when he does talk to Ethan Hawke, Steven, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you
I,
got a little mustache right there, eh? Like a little." Well, what did he call him? He called him something. He
oh,
called him he referenced somebody. It was so funny. I was like,
I
that's pretty
forgot
hilarious.
exactly what you said
Oh, a
though.
little Flanders. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Ned Flanders.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I actually cracked
That
up at that
was.
one a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Crawley, aka the Goldman statue, is a street informant. Oh, that's right. The street informant. I told you
Oh.
that was. I think I told Eric I was saying that he was. Jake is stop criminal. Steven is rich playboy that funds MoonKnight gadgets. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, there is some liberties to. I did read a little bit of that. The Playboy Bruce Wayne of the aspect of it, but I don't think I think they're gonna change that up a little bit. But you're right about the informant. I forgot about the informant, or the gold man that he talks to. Um, yeah, man. I mean, so far we're gonna get the finale next week. Shoot, we should probably do it then. We should just do the live final
Tuesday
recap of the
night,
finale.
Wednesday morning, Tuesday night. I'm down.
Tuesday at 12 is the episode.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then it's supposed to be the longest, so we probably won't do it until 1 o'clock in the morning.
it's fine for
Um,
me.
yeah, I'm good with it. Hopefully, my ends drops early in the
Mhm.
morning again. You know, they do a boo boo again. But I'm absolutely. I'll definitely do it for Moon Knight because Moon Knight. I am intrigued. I am intrigued to see what they do in the finale.
Yeah.
So far, you know, do I think this is the best series? No,
Mm-mm.
but I'm enjoying it. I've enjoyed it.
You titled this video. Let me see. Best episode yet. I agree. You said question mark. My answer is yes. The best episode yet of Moon Knight. There's some people out there saying, including my cousin who I watched this with yesterday when I saw it the second time, and I've seen other people say it, that this is the best episode of all the Disney Plus Marvel shows. I
No,
say no. I say
no.
no. It's up there, but no. But I will say for sure the best episode of the series. And I've also told people before that it's usually the second to last episode that are the best episodes of the series. And I
Oh,
mean, well,
really?
I haven't seen the last episode of Moon Knight, but like so far I've been right. If this is the best episode, if it's better than the finale, because the finale so far have been hit or miss for me.
Yeah, yeah. The finales
Um,
have been. I think Loki is the one that comes close, where it's kind of just a good finale from beginning to end.
mhm.
but like a lot of the
And
finales for all the other ones have been like poo poo.
yeah, I liked the WandaVision one. I don't remember if you did.
I didn't
But
like it. I
I
didn't like
liked
it.
it. I really liked Loki, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier. I didn't care for. I was just happy that we finally got to see Captain America. Sam Wilson, like that was
Sam
cool. But
Wilson.
other than that,
I didn't like the suit.
you didn't like the suit.
I didn't like the
I didn't like
attachment.
the yeah.
The white.
I didn't
The
like
white.
the
Yeah.
cowl or whatever. Just
Yeah. The
take that
cowl.
off.
Yes.
Take that off,
Yes.
and I think it looks better.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I didn't like
But
that.
like the suit from the like chest down looks dope. And then the Hawkeye finale,
Oh, I totally
it
forgot
was
Hawkeye was a
it was
series.
it was weak to me as well. It was pretty
Super
weak.
weak, especially with Wilson Fisk getting his
Yep.
overpowering, but then
So,
also getting his ass kicked or supposedly died. I am not
but
looking
those
forward to
second
the
to
Echo
last
series.
episodes were good. Oh yeah, Echo series. It's how I told you. I feel like that series is only being made because I feel like Marvel has a contract that they need to make set amount of Disney Plus shows a year. What
Stop
do
it,
I call
Marvel.
it? Let's
It's
do
too
Echo.
much.
It's a
Too
safe
much.
character.
Too
Um,
much, dude. My girlfriend was even telling me like, I was like, "What are you watching?" She's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "I'm watching MoonKnight." She's like, "Again?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it before the cast." She's like, "Oh, I just like, what is this?" Like, she was asking me like, what was it? Oh, she asked me like, "What's the deal with the hippo?" And I'm like, "Just watch the series, because I'm not gonna explain
oh,
it." And then she's like, it's just too much. Marvel's just putting out way. It's crazy because we had one year with barely any Marvel stuff, right? The pandemic and stuff,
yeah,
and we
2020
got
there was nothing.
all these shows pushed back, and now we're getting so much Marvel. I'm getting tired. I'm getting
I love
tired.
it.
I'm getting fatigued. I absolutely don't think they need an Echo series. I didn't care for Hawkeye. I was, I was enthusiastic, I guess. But it didn't really sell me at all, that series. She-Hulk, I don't, whatever. I'll watch it. We'll
I
see
don't care
if
for
it's good.
She-Hulk right now either.
Or Miss
Um,
Marvel, absolutely don't care about that.
Miss Marvel, the only reason I care about it was because I played the Avengers video game and she was like the main character in that game and she was pretty cool. So I want to
But the
see,
powers are different. She doesn't have the same powers.
but the character was cool.
Okay.
The
Well,
powers, I actually like them that they changed it. I don't like the way the powers look
Dazzler.
with her and
She's
Big, and
Jubilee.
I like
She's Jubilee now.
well, I like it. All right, Jubilee the X-Men, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She I can't. Was she in
Pew
Days of Future
pew.
Past? Was
Pew
she one of the
pew.
ones that died in the beginning?
No, she's based. They haven't used Jubilee
Uh,
for any for
she is from the
like she
cartoons.
they had her in the movies, but they haven't used her like animated
Mm.
series, classic. I'm
They'll
gonna go.
probably use her for the mutants and X-Men because I feel like they're gonna use mutants that we haven't seen before,
I'm pretty
or at
sure. I
least
mean,
that weren't focused on before.
give me some Gambit, man. Gambit hasn't gotten a fair shot.
Give me, give me some. What's the actor's name that wants to be Gambit?
Oh, Shanny Tatum.
Yeah, give me some Channing Tatum as
Hey, I'm the
Gambit.
one that actually says that I think he would be a good Gambit. I think he really like before Fox merged with Disney, they were supposed to do a solo Gambit movie, and he was really into it, man. He loves Gambit. He was trying his damnest to get the accent down, card tricks and all that. Like he was really pouring himself into Gambit, and I think he even stated like once like that kind of was no more, it really kind of broke him because he really was excited to be that character. I think he would have rocked it. I think he would have done would have been a great Gambit if they would have given him the classic '90s look. Oh yeah, he would have been a great Gambit. I'm gonna say
He has potential.
this is the best episode out
Yeah.
of Moon Knight. It's not the
Hmm.
most action packed. It's not like but when we do get action packed scenes with Moon Knight, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think this is the most emotional vest, and the payoff is a little bit better than a lot of the different episodes, especially like towards the end with the with Steven. And I did like the editing as most part, or the how they did it for the most part. It's by all means not like a 10 out of 10 episode, but I think it is one of the best episodes that they've given us. I think it's definitely more. Yeah, I was more invested, even though I said I wasn't invested with the mom and all stuff. But what I was invested in was with Mark and Steven and their relationship. So I think this was the high point of their relationship, and they showcased that. and until Steven sacrifices himself, which is great. And I did like the tips of the scale, the
Hmm.
whole everything coming back to him. So best episode so far. So
Another good thing too was that, like in the middle of the season, Steven wanted Mark to go away. He wanted to be the only one, like the only one in that body. And then in this episode, he saved him. So that was cool too. I just like noticed that. The scales also, I feel like in that scene where his mom beat him with the belt, I felt like I saw scales in the background, which I'm not too sure.
probably,
Like it looked like a toy. I was like, oh, that's cool if that's supposed
probably.
to be scales. And so I was like, yeah, that was dope.
So good episode. Can't wait for the finale. We'll cover that. We'll
Hmm.
do a live review on that. We'll finish it off, and then Doctor Strange 2. Here we come.
I have no idea how the finale is going to end or anything. Like, I
I
don't
don't
know
either.
where they're going with this. I feel like with the other Marvel shows, I kind of had an idea, except for
Yes.
WandaVision. But with this one, nah, I have no idea.
No, that's the beauty of it. I think
Hmm.
that's what I really like about it is I don't know where this is going. I don't know
Hmm.
very much about MoonKnight,
Yep, I'm
so
hopeful though.
and that's refreshing. That's refreshing, and to have a character be introduced I don't really know too much about.
Hmm.
So I like that. All right, Albert, we're gonna end this discussion of episode 5 of MoonKnight. Look forward to talking to you next week, and
Yeah,
talking to you, Diego. Thank you for joining us, Diego, Jamie,
next
anybody
week's
who's
gonna be a
watching
good
as
one.
well. Yeah, and then we'll also what's gonna work with Doctor Strange 2. You will be watching it that Thursday. I'm going to probably watch it that Thursday, get some tickets going, or I don't know what time I'm gonna watch it. After that, I'm gonna do a non-spoiler review and a spoiler review, and then I'm gonna get this guy and then Overdue Bobcat 50 on board, and we're gonna do a cast, and we're gonna talk everything Doctor Strange 2. I felt like the hype has died down a little bit since they have revealed a little bit more,
Hmm.
but I'm still super high. I'm still. It's good that they haven't revealed. It feels like I'm going into a movie that I haven't seen anything really yet. Anything yet, you know?
I don't. It's not as hyped as like the Avengers movies or the Spider-Man movie from last year. But I feel like since it's not that hyped, it's gonna catch some people off guard because I think it'll be crazier than the Spider-Man movie. Because
It's
with the
going to be a
Spider-Man
lot
movie,
more talked
everyone
about.
knew. Yeah, it's gonna be more talked about because there's gonna be things that happened that we didn't know. Because Spider-Man movie, we knew the villains were gonna be in it, and we knew that the two Spider-Man we were like
Andrew
99%
and
sure.
Toby, yeah.
Yeah, like worst kept secret. With this one, we know some things,
We hear
but
rumblings, but we're not
yeah.
100%
But
confirmed here.
they're not 100% confirmed, and yet I know that there's a lot of things, not maybe not a lot of things, but I feel like there's significant things in the movie that we haven't heard anything about that even people like me and you that do know some rumors are going to be surprised about.
I think there's going to be a
So
lot of fun, though. Sam
it
Raimi
is
knows
going
how
to
to
be,
bring the fun.
yeah.
Just looking at the trailers and the different doors they open to the multiverse. I like the
Mm-hmm.
look of the multiverse. It really feels like you know what it feels like? It feels like an abyss of sea where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in a submarine and they're opening the latch,
Oh,
and
yeah, I get you.
it's just a sea of like worlds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great concept that they're doing over there. So, all right,
I'm
Albert.
ready. I'm excited for next week.
Me too.
We'll
I'm ready to see
we'll
what my girl
see.
Wanda does. We'll
We'll
see
see
what
you
she
guys
does.
next. Oh man, I'm excited to see that heel turn.
All right, man. Hey, you guys have a good one. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment if you guys haven't already. We're glad to answer any questions and stuff. Thank you, Diego. You're a champ, Diego.